Remember we talked about the absolute truth. That was 3 days ago now. Today we're going to talk about the great truth. Are you ready? Lenny Wennerstrom with you, and I am helping to guide you to find your purpose in the snow and the rain and the grapple and all the different things that are happening. Look at this. I wouldn't say it was sunny yesterday. It was gray. But anyway, now there's all kinds of stuff happening. Let me see where Feather is. There's Feather. Happy Beans didn't come out with us this time. But anyway, so let's get a little bit out of here and come back to the house. So, okay. So, the great truth, not the absolute truth. This is so funny. This grapple's getting on my book. I like to do it outside because it's so pretty. But you can't really see me if I turn it around that way, but I'll turn it back around in a minute. Okay, so we are on April 27th, day 118. We are 248 days left in the year, and 2024 is 32.24% complete. Aren't you glad I give you those metrics every day? I know that you wait every single day for that, because if you didn't have those metrics, you'd have absolutely no idea what day it was and how far into the year we were, would you? All right, so let's start with the great truth. Are you ready, Freddie? I know the great truth, that my life and what I do with it each day is up to me. The great truth, you are in control. I know that I alone am responsible for what I think, what I do, and what I say, and I practice being in control of my life every day in every positive way. Do you do that? Do you practice? Let me see if I can raise this up. Raise the roof there. I raised my head. Okay, that's the great truth, that you are in control of your life, that it's up to you. You get to decide what you want to do with it. Hey, oh, Feather. I think she wants to go in. She's a little bit on the cold side. So anyway, that is the great truth. And so I'm trying to find a place where it's not getting too snowy. Let's see. I think I can do it this way. There. So my book is getting wet. So I just want to say that you are in control of your life, and you get to be, do, change absolutely anything about yourself, even your personality. The biggest part, the best, easiest, most simplest way to change is to change your programs, to change your mental programs. And I know that if you've been with me, you know that I believe this to be true. And I believe this to be true because not only science says it, but because I have changed immensely. In fact, I realized, and this is where you start realizing when you've been doing it for a while, you start realizing that there's some programs that they're kind of bubbling up, your mental programs that you didn't even know you had. And one really struck me today because I get a lot of people telling me that on social media, on YouTube and on Instagram, that, by the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm back doing that again. And I've got my podcast coming up, which I've rebranded to just Lenny Motivates. But I have people coming to me all the time telling me, you could have more followers. You need your keywords. You need a thumbnail, which is, the little thing on top. And it really kind of hit me. I realized this program that I have because I got really a little bit irritated at the beginning with this one person because I don't know if it's a she. I think I left her comment up there, and it wasn't her. It was what was said in it, and it triggered a program of mine. And I realized what it was. She said, she very nicely, passively asked me if I knew anyone. First she said, I needed this today. Leading into what she really wanted to say was, do you need anyone, or not do I, but do you know anyone who might need a thumbnail? Because I haven't been putting thumbnails. I haven't been producing these videos. I do them every day, and when I was when we were RVing for that month, it just got easier just to do them because I'd get behind and then to produce them. A lot of times if the internet is not working correctly, or if it's slow or something, it takes so long to get the music bed underneath, to edit it, to put the end on there and all that stuff. And I recognize it's not like top of the line, but what's the most important thing to me is getting the message to you that you can change your programs, that practical spirituality says you are unlimited and you can change anything about you that you want. And just how very that you can bring from the invisible, you can bring the visible. You create the visible from the invisible. All of those things, just that you can create your own reality. Those things are really importante for me to share with you, because the more of us that know this about ourselves, the more that we know just spiritually, from the spiritual journey. I teach practical spirituality, which is comprised of two legs or principles, if you will, and one's a spiritual journey, and the second is the human experience. The human experience to me is first and foremost the best tool, the most important thing that I could ever give you, the biggest asset that I could give to my daughter, the human experience, besides love and those. Oh, I think Happy Beans really wants in. So let me take her in. Let's take her in, because I think she doesn't want to be cold. Come on, Happy Beans. Or Feather. It's Feather. Come on, Feather. Vamos en casa. Come on. Ven en casa. Okay, there she goes. Okay, and we're going to stay out here and finish. So the best thing that I could possibly give you as an asset so that you can create success in every single area of your life. And that means your relationships. That's even for me, to love more deeply, to love myself, to love others, to spread the joy, to spread, happiness, and actually education on what I've learned about neuroplasticity in the brain, which I learned a long, long time ago. I just did not know how to apply it. Not exactly. I thought it was affirmations. Not affirmations. Affirmations are not scientifically based, and the reason they're not is because you put them on the refrigerator or your mirror or, on your car dash or everywhere, like I still have them. Not as many and not as much, and I still love them. They still prompt me to take a breath and go, oh, that's right. And I love that about affirmations, but they are not scientific in the sense of it's not repetition. They are not repeated enough. And that is the key. That is the secret sauce. That is the key to rewiring your brain, which is neuroplasticity. The brain is always changing. And is my makeup smearing my very organic, natural makeup? I never know. And sometimes I look afterwards, I'm like, oh, there's a big old black spot over here. So the that neuroplasticity, that is your ticket to changing your beliefs about yourself, your self-talk. And this is why I put it in the description every time. And again, it's not my app. I am an affiliate because I'm a certified life coach. And as a certified life coach and as a certified self-talk trainer, then I can become an affiliate, or I am an affiliate automatically. So, but it's $20 a month. It's not like I'm getting rich off of this. And it's so important to me that I literally stopped. I didn't stop because I'll still, teach what I'm teaching about the spiritual journey. It's just that we're here having the human experience. We're both the spirit and the human at the same time. So the beautiful part of all that is that in experiencing the human journey, we get to change how that journey affects us. And if I can share with you and teach you how to change your programs, meaning give you the how-to, and then teach you the skill that is setting goals and overcoming the obstacles, writing out the obstacles and overcoming the obstacles, that's going to be your way to success in achieving your goals. The self-talk is going to change your mental programs from negative to positive. And remember, I said over 77% of every single one of our programs are negative. Like 77% of our mental programs are negative, and they are harmful. They sabotage us, and they stop us from achieving what we want to achieve. So And it's not, it's only because we are, when you were born to be a total success in every area of your life, period. Plain and simple. And then you got programmed by well-meaning parents, teachers, peers, siblings, religious leaders, spiritual leaders, all of that. And you didn't know that you had a choice. Very few of us know that we have a choice. We're very influenced, and so we were influenced by those people. We wanted our friends to like us. We'd hang around people, and they may have been not the best for us, but what were we doing? We were taking on their programs. By the way, we were giving them ours as well. So it's really beautiful how this all works. Once you understand it, though, you're in control. And this is why I'm doing my very best to help you to understand from the human experience, neuroplasticity. The brain is your computer. It's a shiny, bright, shiny new toy that when you understand it, you get to drive it. And on planet Earth, who you are is a culmination of your programs. So your beliefs, your political position, your everything, just whatever your relationships and what you choose, the colors that you enjoy and everything else. I've said this to many people. I said it to my brother the other day. It's like, and I've said it to my husband, but think about this for a minute. And just to show you how much you are in control once you understand this. If you were, I think Happy Beans wants to come out. But if you were, let's just say you were like 2 days old and somebody came and kidnapped you from the United States or England or wherever you're listening from, and English is your language, or where you were born, and then you were taken to, say, the Middle East. And so think about the culture, the difference in culture. And would you then have all the same thoughts about and your attitudes and your beliefs about what you do now? What would you think about other people in other countries, like the United States? What would you think about, what would your beliefs be, your religious beliefs? Where would you be? And you can literally think about that and know that you're going to have that culture and all of that is going to imprint deeply and it's going to be repeated, right? Those mental programs, those are programs. And that's what you're going to believe. That's the attitude. Your attitudes will reflect that. Your actions will reflect that. All of that. So I'm telling you, when you change, that's just to give you a picture of how these programs work in the brain and how powerful it is. So now that you know that, and now that you know that over 77% estimated, it could be more than that, of your programs, my programs, all of our programs are harmful. They are stopping us from achieving what we want to. We feel that self-sabotage right when we get to a point of doing something, or we feel lazy or something. And then we don't follow through. We start, but we don't follow through. And so you can see where this is, and I'm not saying everyone, you might be somebody who goes doink and follows all the way through. But a lot of people don't. And a lot of people are wondering, I get right close to the brink of success and then I stop. I give up. I don't know why. It's your programs. I'm telling you why. And the most beautiful, amazing thing is, and the greatest truth is that you are responsible for you. And now that you know about positive self-talk, it's a language. It's just like Spanish or French or German or any other language. And let me let Happy Beans out. Come on, puppy. Andiamo. Feather, ¿tú quieres venir? Come on, Feather. Andiamo. Andiamo. Come on. Vamos afuera. Okay, good puppy. Okay, I'm back. Do-do-do. And so now that you know, that it is like any other language. You're listening passively. You never went to baby crib school, right? Where you were told, this is how you conjugate a verb. This is how, no, you were laying there and passively taking it in. You're listening 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes at night. That's it. You can listen more if you want to. You really don't. You want to listen very, like, in the background. It's while you're brushing your teeth, while you're working out, while you're in the shower, while you're putting on your makeup, while you're having breakfast, lunch, or dinner. That's where you listen. When you're going to sleep, you listen. And this is how you change. And in 21 days, that's when the brain starts to move past the self-doubt. That's, where it says it takes 21 days to change a habit. It's 21 days where the brain is like, okay, this is your new program. Let's go with it. So it just starts you going on a new path. So I want to share that with you and I'm going to read this passage to you again, because the greatest truth is that you are responsible for your own life and you get to create it. And people think, and I say people, but just because of my own experience with others and my own self, my own attitude about this, it's like taking responsibility. Oh, I don't want to take responsibility. I want to blame somebody else, or I want to have somebody else tell me what to do, or those kinds of things. I mean, some things we want to be responsible, but other things it's like, oh, let somebody else do that. Or somebody tell me what to do because I don't want to do it. Or somebody help me, hold my hand, help me through it, which none of those are bad. It's just literally understanding that you are in control of your life and you take responsibility. It's when you understand that, you understand the freedom that gives you. You're the one that's in charge. You're the one that's calling the shots for your life. You're the one who's making the decisions for what you want to do and what you don't want to do in your life. You're the one that's focused on what you want rather than what you don't want. You're the one that is bringing what you want from the invisible into the visible. So here is your passage again. I know the great truth that my life and what I do with it each day is up to me. It's up to you. I know that I alone am responsible for what I think, what I do, and what I say, and I practice being in control of my life every day in every positive way. I hope that is really helpful, and I think I better come back to what I was going to tell you about this program, because I started to tell you about the program, and then I forgot. I must have got distracted. Very unlike me to get distracted like that. So the program that I have, apologies that I came way to the very end to do this, but so this person that had said, I needed this today, and then it was, by the way, do you know anyone that needs a I don't know, engaging or something thumbnail? The thumbnail again is just that little thing that goes on the YouTube, like the title. It's not a title, but it's just goes on the front. So that's the first thing you see, besides just my silly little pictures of me, my videos, and me not doing what I've been doing, the production, for the reasons I shared with you at the very beginning. And so what she was really asking, I'm sure, was, you need, your videos are very unprofessional and not great for YouTube and probably not getting the views that you want. I mean, like all the others who have told me, that have told me, you're not getting views because you don't have keywords and you don't have, well, some of that may be true, and that's okay. I'm doing the very best I can showing up all the time, but my point about that is I'm good with where I'm at, and so here was the rub, right? Here was my trigger, and that trigger was that when she, I think it was a she again, said that, it irritated me, and not her again, but that it triggered me, just what she wrote. And the reason it did is because I had 2 hours planned for today in my schedule, because that's been like not a priority, but it's been a goal of mine to get it done. And I set aside 2 hours today to do it. And then I got that this morning. I was like, like I'm doing it today. Now she's going to think because she told me to, or she was asking if I needed that, or I knew of somebody who needed that, then that I was doing it because of her. And I thought, that's a program. And it is a program. And that irritation, I was like, where does that come from? Because when my hubby or anyone tells me something, and this is why I'm saying that you keep on listening and keep on listening. keep on listening for self-esteem, to raise your self-esteem, keep on listening for your financial strength, keep on listening for your relationships, for your personal growth, all of these things, for your career, all of these things, all these areas, your health and fitness, because you will eventually, your programs will roll over that. And you keep finding these programs like that. And so that trigger was when I was growing up. There are 9 of us. And so there were 7 siblings, or there are seven of us. And I would be going to do something. In fact, I think several of us were like this. And somebody else would say, you need to do this, da-da-da-da, or daddy said you have to. I go right back there. And it was because, and I was already going to do it. And the other person was already going to, so like I would do the same thing to them. And they were already going to do it. And we get so irritated with one another. It's this childish thing. Of course, we were already going to do it. So this is a program that I have, and that comes from self-esteem, And so I have been listening to self-esteem. I've been listening every night just because it's so beautiful. But I will continue knowing that program is there for just this morning, and just kind of moving that program out, because what does it matter that somebody tells me what I was already going to do? Doesn't matter whether it's a marketer, and I was already planning to do it, or it's a sibling, my brothers or my sisters, or my husband, who I'm already going to go get something from the store, and then he reminds me, I'm like, I'm already on my way out the door. It's pretty silly if you think about it in the whole scheme of things. Yet those are programs, and it's really cool when you can recognize them, and you recognize just how they can stop you in your tracks, like how they can affect your relationships. If my hubby's doing it, I can get pissy with him, and then could I stay pissy with him, kind of bugged with him all day long? Those are the kinds of things that used to happen. Not just with him, but with my siblings. And I'd be like, we'd all be very irritated with one another. Not all the time, but I'm just saying, these are just programs. So let me let the puppies in. Okay. Yeah, go puppies. Muy bien, quédate ahí. Okay, so that's the story. And I just wanted to share that because I didn't finish my story in the beginning. And so anyway, again, I'll read it one last time because this is a little bit longer. And understand that you are the power, and finding your purpose. We get to the purpose part because this book, I'm using it as a guide with Dr. Shad's blessing, because these are self-talk phrases. Every day that I read one of these to you, you could take any one of them and repeat, and listen to them in the morning, listen to them at night, and just repeat, and you're rewiring your brain to these positive, very empowering self-talk phrases. So this is why I share this with you, and why I share my little story of my little trigger today, at understanding that even though I've been doing it like very consistently since a little before October of last year, and I could have been doing it sooner, but no, I wanted to, like, I was doing meditations and doing some self-talk, other things, and I was like, I don't want to be influenced by that. I want to have my own ideas around this. And then after a couple of months, I was like, just listen. And I started doing it. I was like, man, I wasted months just not doing it. So because I wanted to have my own thoughts around it, and do my own, I do meditations, and I've given you little surprises in some of, in different ones in the description. I give you some of my meditations for free. They're usually just like, 5, 6, 7 minutes long. And I'll pop one in today as well. So anyway, it was just like when I thought about it, I was like, why didn't I just start long ago? I would have had, a couple of months under my belt of moving myself forward. But I love what I wrote. And so everything is it's supposed to be. And so I hope that you will get that app, that language. It is a complete language, just like learning all the ways to have a conversation in another language, like Italian or French or Spanish or German or any language at all. And so it's a language, and it is the full education of that language. And you can program your brain, and you will see probably within just days, maybe even the first day. It took me the third day, I was writing out my goals, because that's where I started. I started listening to goal setting, success at goal setting. So these are just different sessions with different tracks, and you don't have to listen to, there are 8 areas for the most part, and you don't have to listen to all the tracks. It's good if each one is, I don't know, anywhere from 10 to 15, 20 minutes. Most of them are just around 15. And it's just amazing. There's one called Incredible You. It's only 10 minutes, and it's it's so good. You listen to it and you're just like, yes, I can do anything. Yes, I am the star of the football team. I am the star of the baseball team. I am the star of my own show. You know, you feel like that. You feel like the star. And guess what? You are the star. You are the star of your own show. It is your name show, period. It is you. You are unique from the top of the head to the tip of your toes. You're unique. Your self-esteem, when you build your self-esteem and you love you and you can look in the mirror and you can say, I love me. You know, we talked about the mirror talk yesterday and my struggle with that when I first started after my 8 years mostly in bed with all my ills and negative self-talk and all that stuff. And anyway, so I leave you with this, that you are the most amazing thing, and the greatest truth is that your life and what you do with it each day is up to you. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Shad. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing my videos. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your comments. Even if I get a heart, I'm so in love with little hearts. It doesn't matter. So long as I feel like my little ripple goes ripple, 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 wherever it goes, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. We're all ripples. And it's just the ripple that we make. And I just want to make the most amazing ripple in my lifetime before I transition to my essence, to my next adventure. I want to make a humongous ripple in as many lives as I possibly can, and I hope one of those lives is yours. So I love you so very, very mucho. I believe in you. You can do this. You can find your purpose. And remember, your purpose gives you meaning. Your purpose, when you have meaning in your life, you have direction. You know where you're going. You know what it is that you want to do. You may not know exactly, and you're taking those steps. That's the journey. And you're just taking those steps every day. You're setting those goals. And you're saying, these are the obstacles. And then you're writing the plan for how you're going to overcome those obstacles. And this is how you do it. And you don't set your steps, your daily steps. You don't set them, you know, these plans. You don't set them with, you date them, but you don't make it in stone. You do it in sand, because life happens and things are going to happen. And that's how you do. This is the way you don't get like, oh, man, I'm never going to set a goal again. It just does not work. I do it every January 1 and it just doesn't work. I go like a crazy banshee for 2 weeks, and I go to the gym for 2 months, and then it's usually like February, right? Everybody kind of falls out. And then it's like, I'm never going to set a goal again. They just don't work for me. They work for other people. They don't work for me. Or you just feel awful about yourself. You're just like, whatever. And then you start becoming like, goals don't work. Goal setting is a skill. So not to get back into that. And it's a spiritual practice. So the more you do it, the more you bring from the invisible, you bring visible, right? From spirit to manifestation. It's not cheesy manifestation. It's so overused these days. I feel that manifest this, manifest that. Here's the best way to get there. The best way is understanding who and what you really are, changing your programs, and understanding that you can do absolutely anything, setting your goals, and bringing from the invisible, creating the visible. That's how you can manifest absolutely anything in your life. It's pretty darn simple. It's belief in you. It is self-belief. It is self-esteem, your estimation of you. These are the things that the self-talk language that is in the description will give you, will help you to overwrite those negative programs. So your output is success. success in every single area of your life. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, I love you so very, very much. Again, I tell you, I believe in you, and you can do this. You can find your purpose. And as always, shining my very bright, happy, sunshiny light to brighten yours. See you tomorrow. Ciao.